here, in essence, is a summary of who we are. Chile, as I mentioned, we have 12 salars covering a total of 111,000 hectares. And in Argentina, we have 20,800 hectares in Salta province and the Salar de Rizal. I should quickly point out that Salta province in Argentina, the provinces control the resources, much like here in Canada. And Salta province is one of the most, if not the most pro-mining province in all of Argentina. So there's a huge amount of investment, not only because they have such a large lithium resource, but their pro-mining policies, their pro-mining regulatory environment makes Salta province one of the most attractive investments in mining in Argentina. From that asset in the Salar de Rizal, we have announced now we've drilled 2 production wells that have resulted in a 43-101 compliant initial resource, totaling 2,587,000 metric tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. Both in the indicated and inferred category, the total amount is 2.5 million. It's significant because in some of our contemporaries' case, they had to drill 5, 7, 10 holes to get to that 2.5 million metric ton resource. We've done it in 2 holes. And I think that highlights the potential of the Salar de Rizal project that we have underway. We are currently drilling a 3rd production well on that property in Argentina. That 2,587,000 came from the initial 2 wells. The 3rd well right now is down around 300 meters. And we are confident that that 3rd hole could add an additional 800,000 to 1 million metric tons of lithium carbonate. So we're really getting into that sweet spot in our sector. You know, companies that have had, 3.5 million metric tons in the resource category have been acquired over the last 1.5 years by the big players. So we're just now on the cusp of really creating that resource that will make us very attractive to some of the bigger players in the industry. The other thing we're doing right now is we're advancing our 2 projects, potentially 4 projects before year end, but we see very little value in our market cap for our Chilean assets. They're great assets. They're generating a lot of interest by third parties right now. Chile is becoming attractive. Argentina is becoming very expensive to operate in. So Chile now is attracting a lot of attention from companies like Mitsubishi, Aramet, Rio Tinto. They're all looking at Chile as an attractive alternative. And we feel we don't have any value in our current market cap. So it's our goal this year to advance at least 2, possibly 3 projects so that people will see the potential that we see in these exploration projects in Chile. Final is we've got a significant cash position. We're sitting on approximately $39 million in cash right now. That certainly removes the capital risk from the story. We're certainly well financed to carry out everything we have on the go right now in Argentina, as well as the projects in Chile, and still leave us with $25 million sort of free cash in the bank. And again, the results that we've been able to generate is directly to the credit of the people we have on the ground, both in Argentina and in Chile. So the fact that 6 years later we're here, we're stronger financially than ever, and we've got one of the biggest developing resource stories in Argentina, I think is tremendous credit and the responsibility of the great people we have in the company. Quick snapshot of who we are financially. We've been trading more recently in the 65-70 cent range. So our market cap right now is about $135 million. We have $39 million in cash currently. So our market cap net of cash is about $100 million. Makes us one of the most undervalued lithium stories in our peer group. We're trying to address that by having these webinars and doing a lot of really presentations end of last year, beginning of this year. We have 196 million shares outstanding. I have 8 million warrants that come due February 23rd. We'll either bring additional cash in the story or reduce the outstanding. Those warrants at 60 cents. Management owns over 44% of the issued and outstanding shares. The macro environment is still very encouraging. You know, climate change, the transition to electric vehicles, the need to, and the policies that are being implemented, the macro environment for lithium is going to be great for the foreseeable future. The war in Ukraine, taking ourselves off of the dependency on Russian oil, all of these factors, I think, are going to bode well for lithium as a commodity for the foreseeable future. So from a macro environment, we're in the right sector. We're in the sweet spot right now. I'm excited about that. On sort of a micro basis, I love to tell people, if you could be a fly on my wall here and just see the level of interest, and a lot of it just generated recently from that government announcement from around the world, you would be excited too. I mean, obviously, we're creating something of value through the drill rig and the drill bit, but at the same time, people are now wondering who we are and what makes us, so interesting to the Canadian government. So we have had really the biggest players in the world reach out to us and ask for more information, ask for access to data rooms. So I think not only are we going to add to our value with the drill bit over the next 6 months, I think all of a sudden there's a lot of companies that didn't know Lithium Chile from Adam who are now very interested in who and what we are. So I see developments on both sides over the next 6 months. I see, additional resources being added, not only in Argentina, but potentially in Chile as well. But I see other developments from a corporate standpoint, partnerships, JVs, from interested parties. So we're keeping a lot of balls in the air right now, but it's going to be a very exciting 6 months.